And now it's time for the ridiculous.
What kinds of things make people piss?
And how many suitors exactly has she dismissed?
Siri, what are some locations for a lover's tryst?
Oh, darling, surely there must be a list.
A list?
A list?
A list?
A list?
You're telling me it's all here on this bleeding list? That's preposterous and ludicrous.
Well, actually, it's all quite
Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous.
Welcome to The Ridiculous. I'm Sally Brooks.
And I'm Jen O'Neill, and we're back with more fun lists for you this week.
Hello, Jen.
Hello, Sally. How you doing?
I'm doing right. You know, I was sick all week.
I know, I'm sorry.
Blame our big night out at Sound Bath Vietnamese karaoke.
It started
the natural
healthy.
Progression.
Ended unhealthy.
We did. So Jen, not this weekend, but the last weekend, somebody messaged like, do you want to go like a sound bath on Saturday? And I was like,
That's my new favorite thing. And then I have to keep explaining to people what a sound bath is.
Yeah, Ben was like,
you literally
so
just
don't
lay there. It's great.
You don't get in water?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you were bathed in sound. But so you were like, do you want to go sound bath? And I was like, ooh, that sounds like a very like low-key, healthy Saturday. And you're like, yeah, maybe we can get dinner afterwards. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And I was like, yeah, let's invite some other people. And so we picked out the sound bath. We picked out this like amazing Vietnamese place for dinner that's like all BYOB. And then we were like, you know what we're going to be close to is the karaoke where you get your own room. And we're like, why don't we just add that on?
It's literally in the back of a gas station. It's the best.
Literally in the back of the gas station. I was like telling our friend April, I was like, don't think you've missed it. It's the gas station, you found it.
Yeah.
So that was like our Saturday. It was a real nice progression of we first like chilled ourselves out.
Yeah.
I
love, by the way, how I was the one that invited everyone to the sound bath. I'm the one that had to explain to everybody what a sound bath was. And then I was the one that came dressed wildly inappropriately for a sound bath. Everybody, I was like, I totally forgot it was a heated room because the last one I went to was in a regular room, like a regular yoga studio. But this was at my hot yoga studio. And I came in with like jeans, like a going out top. And I was like, it's cool. I'm just going to lay there. And then I was like, oh my God, how am I going to survive this?
Jen, so I had like texted you earlier because I had the same thought, right? I was like, well, we're going to do all these other things afterwards and we're just laying there. And so I walked in first and everybody is in like their cute yoga gear, their little like bra tops and whatever. And I'm like, oh, I've totally miscalculated this. And I walk up to the front and the woman looks at me and she goes, this is your first time here? I was just like, no. I was like, I'm just laying, right? And then I walk into the studio and was like, oh, it's 1,000 degrees and I'm in jeans and a sweatshirt.
I don't know why it never dawned on me that it would be a heated room at a hot yoga studio. Yeah. I just didn't think that you heat sound baths, but I guess you do. Well, basically, so for people that don't know what a sound bath is when you basically lay down on a yoga mat with like an eye mask and a blanket if you want to, and you just lay there and someone plays these like meditative sound bowls and chimes and guide you through and it really does do something. I know it sounds like it doesn't, but it does. Like it really vibrates.
Yeah.
Like you really can feel the sound vibrations and it's super relaxing. Does a bunch of other woo-woo stuff. Google it. I don't need to explain it to you.
You did say that to me the next day. You were like, do you feel sore? I feel sore from the sound bath. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And you were like, it's true. Google it.
It's a thing. It is a thing. Google it. It's something having to do with the fact that your body is made mostly of water and then the sound vibrates your body like the water inside your body, and so it makes your body like you're sore afterwards. And the first one that I went to, she told us like if you have any like injuries, this might like exacerbated. If you have to get up and walk around, you can, like whatever. And I remember at first thinking like, huh? And then I was totally sore afterwards, both times. I got a lot of shit in me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Metaphorical shit. I'm just trying to work
and
it out.
Actual water.
Yeah. Water and shit.
I wasn't sore, but I did have, it was challenging for me in that I made me realize that like, I don't ever meditate or anything like that. And because I've never really been able to figure out how to meditate. And this was just like forced meditation because you really, you can't, it is like, you can't really have a stream of thought because the sound, it'll like the way it's like gets in your head. Right. So I was just having a hard time just like laying there and not having anything else to do and not moving my body and being like, okay, stop thinking, just like capture the thought and let it go, or whatever. And so it took me like half of the time just to like settle down. And then the rest of it, I was like, okay, I think I get it.
That's why meditation is a practice, Sally.
That's right.
You need to practice. And it'll come easier to you. Not that I can talk because I'm the worst meditator, but I try.
I do have a book by the side of my bed that's like how to meditate. That's been there for like 4 years that I've never opened.
And does it make you feel better with it being there?
Nope. Sure doesn't. It does prop up my light though.
Serving a purpose.
Yeah.
But karaoke was fun as always. It's always a blast. You can't not have a good time at karaoke.
I know. And like, I mean, we weren't like, it wasn't like, oh, we're out for like a party night. It was just like a total like energy release. Like it was like, we're just going to like sing at the top of our lungs, be silly, pick out dumb songs. And it was so much fun. It is like, so it's like dancing, it's just like so joyful.
Yeah. And I didn't even think about the fact that like, so I was talking to my friend Kristen, who lives in Portland, about like her karaoke night she did out in Portland with her friends. And she mentioned something about like, I hope they don't get annoyed with me because I pick a lot of songs or something like that. And I was just like, oh, like you guys each sing your own song? Because we all just scream at the top of our lungs every single song. Like none of us were like, oh, it's April's turn or it's Sally's turn. We were all just like screaming every song.
Like, Jen, take your solo.
That's how we do it. Yeah.
Yep. I don't want a solo. I don't need a solo. I want the mic to be all the way down. I do not need. As soon as I hear my voice in that microphone, I'm like, oh, Jesus, this is why you're a comedian and not a singer. Like, this is.
It's my belief that the louder you scream, sing, the less you're actually heard. And that's why we go full force at the top of our lungs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The louder you go, the more you just kind of blend in.
Yeah.
So we were all like hoarse the next day. It was awesome.
Yes.
Very cathartic.
Very cathartic.
The sound bath and the Vietnamese food and the wine and then the after wine vodka and the singing. It's very cathartic.
Yeah, we did. So we went to in the middle, we went to this Vietnamese restaurant, which is amazing in Atlanta. If you live in Atlanta, it's on Buford Highway. It's called Nam Phung. It's just delicious. Everything, single thing there is delicious, but it's BYOB. And so, and Jen, of course, being a wine rep, brought wine for everybody, but like came in with like a wheeling in like a roller bag of wine. Like she was like, oh, here. And then anytime anybody wants, she was like pulling out wine like from her magical bag.
I was pairing everybody's. I was like, oh, you'll want this one.
Yeah.
What do you have on your take a sip with that with a bite of that. You'll love it. Yeah.
And somehow magically like the whites were all cold and the reds were like room temp. It was like perfect and everything like paired perfectly.
I know how to pack my bag.
Yeah. I felt like it was a never-ending supply. It was amazing.
It's like a Mary Poppins bag of booze. Yeah.
I mean, Mary Poppins for adults. That is
totally.
I loved it. Okay, well, let's get to our lists.
Okay. So you are going first this week.
I am going first this week. So when we are recording this is Sunday, March 17th, which is St. Patty's Day. And I'm not necessarily doing a St. Patrick's Day themed list, but it did make me think about how like St. Patrick's Day is basically like a one big like superstition of like, you have to wear green or you'll get pinched and so I was thinking about like what superstitions, like does your family have big superstitions? Did you grow up with in a superstitious household?
Well, I grew up in a Catholic household. I don't know if it was like superstitious, but I know that like every time you pass the church, you have to do like sign of the cross or kiss and touch the top of your car.
Yes,
I don't
have
really.
that one.
I think I do it in my head. I used to do it, but I think in my head now when I pass the church, I'm like, and
do you remember like going when you go under a tunnel, you have to lift your feet? And I don't remember what that one is about.
I don't know that one, but I do remember, and I remember I did it to a friend years ago, and they were like, "What the fuck?" But it used to be considered good luck. If someone got a new car, you take spare change and you throw it in the back seat of their car on the floorboard, and it's supposed to be like protection, like you're protecting them. So you're giving them good luck, and now it's like, okay, your car is blessed, it's safe. And I did that to a friend when they got a new car. I was like, oh, and I put some change in it, and they were like, you asshole, it's a new car, like you dirty change out of it. And I was like, sorry, I'm trying to keep you safe, protect you. So come on. I know we have others, but yeah. And spill salt, you throw it over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess I did grow up in a superstitious family.
Right. You're like, no, not superstitious at all. And then as they're talking, it's just like, oh, right. I think a lot of, it's interesting because of course, like every culture has their own superstitions. And I think a lot of them stem from religion. And so I think some of them, it's funny, like a lot of them are similar, but just like very specific and different. And like I didn't grow up in a religious household at all. And but because my parents grew up very religious, I think we still had some of that, like, just leftover, superstition.
I have a question for you because this is a huge debate in my family. I mean, my family did it. And then when it was presented at my sister-in-law's family, they looked at us like we were fucking crazy. But on a birthday cake, say that Max is turning 8.
Yeah.
Do you do 8 candles or do you do 8 candles and 1 for good luck, 9 candles?
Oh, just 8 candles. No, I've never heard of.
We always did 1 for good luck. And when we put 1 for good luck on my nephew's cake at his party in front of my sister-in-law's family, it was pandemonium.
Like, were they like, you don't understand?
It was as if we had
how old he is?
Smashed the cake with our fists. Like, why would you do that? And so now it's like a
lovely tradition.
It is. It's 1 for good luck. And so, but it's so funny because now it's become like this like running joke in our family of how many candles are on the cake. But it was just like, it was so crazy because like we were like, well, what do you mean you wouldn't put a good luck candle? And they were like, what are you doing to his cake? It's just,
he's
like
not
such
5, he's 4. Like,
yeah, exactly. So now I know that we're the weird ones,
I mean, maybe. But only weird in that, like, somebody else didn't do it. But I'm sure a lot of people would be on your side, right?
I want to hear if any listeners do 1 for good luck. I definitely need you to speak up.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know where we got this from, but it's just something we've always done.
Yeah, that's what's funny. I think about a lot of these is like people just do them and they don't know where they come from. Okay, so this one says, my family is Eastern European, and whenever we have a bad interaction with someone, we have to spit 3 times behind our shoulder, obviously when we're on our own, in case they've cursed us. Weird superstition, but it's ingrained in me.
Oh, wow.
Which, I mean, it's kind of like salt over your shoulder. In my country, people believe that if you're coming home after 6 p.m., then you need to enter your house backwards or else an evil spirit will follow you inside. Also, if you offer someone new shoes, they need to give you a penny in return or else you'll have a conflict with this person in the future. Finally, if you dream of a wedding, it means someone's going to die. I don't personally believe in any of them, though.
Wow, those are intense. I wonder if that's how like penny loafers came to be. And isn't that a superstition that you can't, if you have penny loafers, there has to be a penny in them or it's bad luck?
That's interesting. I wonder if that's true. Somebody Google it. Go to the Googles.
Yeah.
Okay, so my dad's superstition is that if you eat anything with a face, its real counterpart will die. For example, if you eat gummy bears, a real bear will die. I still can't eat things with faces 25 years later.
That is a weird that's like a lie somebody told that man.
That is exactly what I was thinking.
He's never been able to let go of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, that's something somebody told you as like a small child and you just held on to it and didn't ever question it until you had to write this down.
Step on a crack and you're going to break your mother's back. Yeah, like something like that. Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this one says, you hold your breath when you pass the temperature, which I remember, and I did that for years and years. And this says, somebody told me once that it's the only way to make sure you don't get possessed by a ghost. And I wrote it off as ridiculous. I didn't notice I was subconsciously doing it until I was stuck in traffic next to a huge veteran cemetery.
Oh my God.
I just really don't like Ghost Man.
I get that. That's the number one genre of horror movies that freak me out are like movies about possession. Because I'm like, if I watch this, I'm going to get possessed. Like The Exorcist.
When you watch the movie?
Like like I believe I'm so like, because it's such a mental thing. And I'm like, I'm going to watch this and then I'm going to let the devil in my brain and then I'm going to be possessed. Like I can't even like watch the commercials. It freaks me out so much.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
This reminds me a little bit of your like money in the car. So this is, you can't give knives as gifts without including a small denomination of money. The money is to be immediately returned to the gift giver as payment for the knives. If the knives go unpaid for, the owner of the knives will cut themselves with the knives.
Oh my God.
If somebody gives you a gift, like you have to pay them for it or else you'll cut yourself. You also can't give the gift of a wallet or purse without including a small denomination of cash. If you don't include money with this gift, you will doom the receiver to be penniless as long as they're in possession of the gift.
Oh, wow. I have heard, which I don't follow and I need to, and I've been yelled at for it multiple times, but you shouldn't put your purse on the ground because you're keeping your like money low. You need to keep your purse on the table. But I don't want to take up room on a table. Right. I try to hang it on the back of my chair, but a lot of times I put it on the floor and
I put it. I don't carry a purse that often, but when I do, I put it on the floor or hang it. But I also I'm so bad about, because I don't often carry a purse. When I do, and then I put it on my chair, I've been known to get up and walk.
Forget it.
Yeah, because I have everything's in my phone. So I'll just walk out of a restaurant and then be like, oh shit. In my family, on New Year's Eve, you have to open the front door to let the old year out. Otherwise, it will get stuck and cause you to have bad luck that year.
Now I'm like, is that what the problem is? Is that what I've been doing wrong all these years?
Right?
Not opening the front door.
I think the most obvious one, which everybody does, is knock on wood. If you say I haven't been sick all year, knock on wood. And I do too. I'm like, it's just one of those things where it's I don't really believe it, but what if I don't? And then it happens and it's my fault for not knocking, I
know. You can't think you're better than the knock.
Right.
If you think you're above the knock, it's coming for you.
You're not above the knock. Nobody's above the knock. If you don't,
about to give you the worst pun ever, because I know I was about to say, don't get cocky about the knocky.
Is that a pun?
Is it not? Don't get cock about the knock, or don't get cocky about the knocky.
I think that's just wordplay. That's just
not
a rhyme.
Pun? I know it's a rhyme. It's stupid. It's the worst joke ever, but I know Sally likes the dumb jokes.
I like it. I love a dumb joke.
I know. There you go.
You know me so well. I appreciate it. I know you would never do a dumb joke.
That's my superstition. If you keep a dumb joke in your brain,
it'll
choke you and you'll die. Yeah. You have
you
to
gotta
let the
get it
dumb
out.
joke out somewhere, or it
That's
poisons
why-
your system.
That's why we're comedians, you know?
Exactly.
Okay, if you do laundry on New Year's Day, a family member will die that year.
Wait,
Wash
what?
on New
If
Year's
you don't
Day.
what?
If you do laundry on New Year's Day, a family member will die that year.
Oh my God.
The saying is wash on New Year's Day and wash a loved one away.
Oh my God. I've never heard that. And I feel like whoever made that up is really sadistic.
Right?
Yeah, that's a weird one. It's definitely
okay.
not in the Bible. I'll tell you that. Or anyone's Bible.
I mean, it could be in someone's Bible, you know?
I know.
Lots
I
of,
like.
lots
I
of
say
editions.
that like I've read it. I said that like I've read the Bible and I haven't.
I know you. I was like, you said that very confidently. Like,
But
you're
I feel like I have not read the Bible, but I feel like we would.
But I know people
heard
who
that.
have.
I know. Yes, I know lots of people that have pretend to have read the Bible.
I've read large chunks of the Bible because I took 4 years of religion class in high school, so I've read some of the Bible.
You actually read them in religion class? Like religion class for us was like a fuck off.
No, religion.
We did
I went
like
to
worksheets.
Well, I went to Catholic school, so it was like a full-on,
okay.
like it was like not like catechism class, like it was like a subject that you had to take that you went to like.
Will
every
you tell
day.
me, was it in the Bible?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
Not that I recall. I don't know though. I've heard this one. This is the first thing you should say on the first day of the month should be white rabbits.
White rabbits?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay. I don't either.
Okay, always leave through the same door you've arrived through. It's bad luck otherwise. So if you came through the front door, you must leave through the front door.
Okay. That one makes sense to me energetically.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, energetic.
I feel like this list is going to make me insane. Like now I'm going to be like, like I can't do laundry. What day is it? What time is it? What should I say? What do I do? Like
white rabbits,
not a
white
good
rabbits
list for me to know. Yeah.
I know. I feel like I'm a little bit like sneaky superstitious. Like I have a lot of like superstitions within myself. Like when anytime I fly, I'm not really afraid of flying, but I do get that like nervous feeling when you first take off. Like I'm definitely like a little bit of a nervous flyer. It doesn't stop me from flying. I've never been like, no, I'm not getting on a plane. I fly all the time, but I always close my eyes and as we're taking off and I say, dear God.
Make me a bird.
I don't pray any other time, but I say, dear God, please let this and all flights arrive at their intended destination. And then I always add on time. And then I'm like, no, just kidding. Not on time. But, and you know what? It works every time. So.
Hey, that's really sweet of you because you're also well-wishing everybody else's flights. So everybody got to where they're going on time because of you. Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. I mean, the on time is just like a little like, you know, it's like a joke between me and God. Yeah. Like, of course it's not going to be on time, but let's land at our intended destinations. I don't want any sea landings. I don't want a river landing.
I don't want anything but an airport landing.
That's all I want.
On time. Yeah.
On time. This is from a family that has a lot of superstitions. Okay, in my family, we're not allowed to cut our nails or eat chickpeas on Tuesdays and Sundays, or wet our hair on Wednesdays, or walk backwards, or leave our shoes upside down, or touch plants after 6 p.m., or step on other people's feet, or pass salt or a knife from our hand to someone else's, or sleep with our head in the direction of the door, or clean the sink at night. Oh, and if a cat crosses the road while we're driving, we should turn around and go the other way. Following them all is annoying, but I guess it makes life more fun. They are so ingrained in me, my brother, and all my cousins. We're a large Indian family that we literally feel guilty if we do it, even if it was by accident.
Oh my God. That sounds like a cult, actually.
It's a lot to remember.
Yeah, that is a lot to remember.
I mean, you got to really be like, how often are you like, I mean, I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day of the week is. I mean, I'm wetting my hair. Yeah, I don't think I could be in this family. Okay, I'm just gonna do one more. This last one is funny. It says, if you open a chip packet from the bottom, the devil will escape and get you.
I believe that to be
Which
true.
I'm like, I wonder if that's like
I think I'm more scared of the devil than anything else.
I wonder if that's one of those where like a parent was just like, this is so annoying. Do not open it from the bottom.
Yeah.
And it was like, the devil will escape.
I'm totally gonna start using that with if you open another container of oat milk without finishing the other container of oat milk, the devil will eat you.
If you open a packet of gummies and you still have 3 left in the other one and you leave it somewhere and don't throw it away, the devil will kill you in your sleep.
If you open a LaCroix and leave it in the living room when you have a full LaCroix open from yesterday in your bedroom, monkeys are going to come out and rip your face off.
If you ask me for a tissue and there's a box of tissues right next to you, you're going to get possessed and snot's going to come out of your nose for eternity.
If you ask me where the scissors are without looking in the scissor drawer first, that scissor's going to jump out of the drawer and stab you. That sounds horrible. I shouldn't say that. It's going to ruin your clothes. How about that? It's going to cut your favorite jacket. You're not going to like it. I'm like superstitious about what I just said. I'm like, clean that up. Make it nice. It's going to cut your hair and it's going to be unflattering. You're going to hate it.
Yeah, I think those are all superstitions
awesome.
we all of a sudden
Yeah.
All right, well, that's my list. Happy St. Patty's
I love
Day.
it. Those are good. Those are good ones. Awesome. So it's funny. I guess like I forgot that it was, even though I'm wearing green, I forgot about St. Patrick's Day this morning, but I went on a walk and I felt like today was like the first like real spring day. Like everything's in bloom. It's so beautiful outside. It's nice. And so I don't know why, but the spring always makes me think of like wedding showers and baby showers. I went to go look for a list of like where's bridal showers at, but I feel like we did a lot of that on Dumb Love. So I thought it would be fun to do one about baby showers. So this is a listicle for sheknows.com by Bethany Ramos, and it's 12 awful baby shower games that no one wants to play.
I love that.
So what was your baby shower like? Did you play the dumb games? Like, do you remember?
Yeah, so I was living in New York, and we were kind of not newly in New York, but pretty newly in New York. And so the only people I knew there were comedians. And so it was all my like guy comedian friends threw me a baby shower.
That's so awesome.
It was really sweet. And we did play some dumb games, but it was like made it all that more awesome that it was just like a bunch of dudes. And I think like maybe like one of Ben's colleagues came and like, but she was super cool. And they actually, so it was like mostly the guys that I toured with from Cincinnati. And they flew one of our friends in to like come to the baby shower. And it was crazy because there was a huge snowstorm the night before. And so we actually had to like postpone it because it was like 20 inches of snow. But then, yeah, the next day it was fun. It was fun, but very unconventional baby shower.
That just reminded me of our friends Travis and Stephanie, who are comedians. When they had a baby, me and my friend Ian threw them a baby shower, but it was a roast of their baby.
Oh,
so we roasted their baby. It was so fun. I mean, really, it was roasting like Stephanie and Travis, and then like a couple of comments about their baby. But it was so fun, and they loved every second of it. And I remember I even baked a cake that was like a gender reveal cake. I pretended it was a gender reveal cake, but inside it, I baked a dinosaur.
Oh, that's
and hilarious. So like when we because they're so funny that when they got married, their cake topper at their wedding was 2 Tyrannosaurus Rexes.
Yeah.
And so I baked a dinosaur into a cake. So when we like cut it to do the gender reveal, it's like, you're having a dinosaur. Anyway, that was fun. But my wedding shower or baby shower, I'm sorry. I'm very lucky because my best friend Anna is very tasteful. And she doesn't fuck around with any of that shit. And so Anna has never made me do stupid games. I mean, maybe there was like a couple of like not annoying games.
Yeah.
Like a quiz or something. But like, I'm so glad she didn't make us like eat poop out of diapers, like candy poop out of diapers. It's so disgusting to me.
The only time I've ever done that, actually played that game, was at a neighbor who we really didn't know. Like, it was like a neighbor. They invited everybody on our block to come to this baby shower. I can't remember who it was for, but like, yeah. And then they played that game, and it was like men and women, and it was just like such a weird situation. But we are all like licking diapers.
If there's any person in the world or scenario in the world where it's like a person just doesn't have the fucking time for that shit, it's a pregnant woman that's tired and she's bloated. She had to pretend to like be excited about this party and try to put on an outfit even though she feels disgusting. And then you're going to make her sit and be the center of attention on a stupid chair with like bows all around it, and then make her play these bullshit games. It's not nice.
Yeah.
But let's see. I want to see if you've played any of these games. Okay, so this one is funny. This one is baby shower strippers. Number 1. I've never seen a baby shower stripper before, but according to this, and it's funny because I me, I'm a Housewives fan. The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Candy Burris, she has it's a family tradition of theirs to have a stripper at every baby shower. Which is really funny. Yeah.
I mean, I think all of it is like, it's fun like depending on the mother to be or the parent to be and the friends that are around it. It's like, if we're all in on it, then like awesome, like, good fun. But yeah, I can imagine. One, no, I would not want a stripper at my baby shower.
I didn't want a stripper at my bachelorette party, but
no.
Did I have one? Yes. And was his name Steele? And did he have nipple dragon tattoos? Yeah.
What?
Yes. All those things.
How did I never hear
this? I hated every second of it. I told you, like, my sister.
Oh, yes.
By the way, I do have to make a correction. My sister listened to the last episode of our podcast with David as the guest, and apparently when David was talking, I was talking about what a good brother David was, and I guess I made a comment saying I can't even get my siblings to listen to the podcast. It was a joke. It was in jest, but my sister did not hesitate to put me on a group text with my entire family to blow my shit up and call me out for saying that and demanded an apology. So this is your
She was like, how would I have even known?
Yeah.
My
favorite part of that group text was when my sister-in-law goes, I don't listen to it, but I watch it. I watch all of the episodes. And I was like, no, you don't, because it's a podcast.
She was like, I watched the 1-minute clips you put up.
Yeah, I've had a couple people say that to me. They're like, I do watch your podcast. I'm like, you're not watching the podcast. You're watching like a 10-second clip of the podcast that you listen to. But thank you. Thanks for looking at my Instagram. It's funny. Anyway, the number 2 is blindfolded baby food relay. This is where everybody has to put on blindfolds and you have to taste different jars of baby food and guess the flavor or like what it is.
I've done that one before, and it's real eye opening. You're like, why? I never
poor baby.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I never fed Max baby food like that. I think because it was just too cheap. I just blended up shit.
I blended shit up too. Yeah, I use the jars for emergencies, but I made my own baby food.
I know. I was like, I realized that sounded like kind of pretentious.
Mom.
I'm like, I actually think it was more. I was cheap. We were living in New York City. I also was not working full time, so I had the time. I would like blend shit up and then freeze it, and yeah, I mean, it I was really going out of my mind for a little while. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing making my own baby food?
This number 3 is, I've never seen this before, and thank God I've never done this. It's called this one is chew gum into the shape of a baby. So basically you chew up some gum, and then on the paper, the gum wrapper, you have to like make a baby out of it, and whoever's mouth offspring looks like most like an actual baby wins a prize.
That like makes me want to barf just thinking about it.
I'm looking at a picture of the gum babies and I want to vomit. It's disgusting.
Like there's nothing more gross than when like you stick your hand under a table and there's gum underneath it. Ugh. Like someone else's gum. Oh.
Now what if they were all in the shape of a baby?
And they're like gonna be so wet. Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Number 4 is, I've definitely heard this one before. It's the one where you can't say the word baby, and if you do, then somebody puts a clothespin on you, and then like I've played this before at somebody's shower, and then like whoever has the most clothespins on them at the end of the day like loses, I guess.
Has to have the baby
shower. Yeah,
has to take the baby.
I hate it though, because it's like someone said baby.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Then, whoever the woman is that's so into it is always the worst. You know, it's always.
I'm imagining her wearing like a Laura Ashley flowered kind of for sure trad wife dress.
Yeah,
and being like, oh, here you go, clip.
Oh my God. So we're like, okay.
She's like the same woman who's like, we're not going to have any alcohol at the baby shower because the mother-to-be can't drink. Like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah. Ugh. Number 5, this is the eat poop out of a diaper. This is the one that I was talking about. Basically, for those of you that have never been to a baby shower with poop diapers, people melt chocolate bars into diapers, and just like the feel of it, the weight of it, the smell of the diaper versus the melted chocolate, everything about it is completely nauseating. So basically they make you, and then you have to guess what candy bar is in these poop diaper. Like it's made to look like poop in a diaper, and you have to guess what the candy bar is. It's disgusting every way you look at it.
I don't know why somebody was like, you know what would be awesome for baby showers? Worksheets. Like that is what women want to do to get ready for baby.
Games. Okay.
It's like, can't we just like sit around and chat? Like be people?
I know. Like, why do we have to,
love
like... You love a what?
I mean, I love a game. I like games. But that kind of forced fun is like, ugh.
God, that's another thing. Like, pregnant women are fucking tired, man. Just let them sit. Just let them sit and just like relax. But don't make them like run around like an idiot eating poop. This one says...
only time... Well, I was going to say, I've thrown... Especially when I was younger and my friends were first having babies, we were kind of like the last of our friends to have a kid. And so a lot of my friends had kids in their 20s. And so I hosted lots of baby showers. And I feel like the thing that I always did was like the decorate a onesie. Like, so there was an activity.
Fine. That's like a
craft.
It's like,
oh,
and it's useful. They can use the onesie later. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's something you can do while talking. And nothing is meant to embarrass, right? Like nothing, there's no like, this person is covered in clothespins. This one just ate shit out of a diaper. This one did, you know what I mean? It's like.
This one just threw up after eating peas.
Let us be, man. Yeah.
Let's just eat my quiche and salad. And have a mimosa and call it a fucking day. Let's all ooh and ah when she opens the things that she that she registered for and get out of here.
Yeah. This one, number 6, just says, "I look like a huge idiot." It says, I don't completely understand this crazy cotton ball baby shower game, but clearly the goal is to make any participant look like a huge idiot. Scatter cotton balls on the floor and collect them blindfolded. This game has nothing to do with babies or pregnancy, you'll still get a prize for your humiliation. I've never seen that game.
No,
But
it doesn't make sense to me.
I know. Oh my God, this one's horrible. This one says, make a baby's face only a serial killer can love. Because every mom-to-be will cherish a horrifying baby face composite made out of cut-up headshots of mom and dad. There is no way this isn't going to turn out creepy. I've never seen this. So I guess they cut up pictures of the mom
parents?
and dad, and you put it together to figure out what the baby's going to look like.
Listen, I'm not against that one. I'm not totally against that one. I think that could be funny. And it's also, again, a craft, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I don't have to know. I don't know. I can see it being funny in some ways if people are on board.
This next one should be illegal. I don't like this one. This is measure the pregnant belly, where you have to use a piece of ribbon or string of toilet paper to embarrass an already self-conscious pregnant woman by measuring much too small or much too large when estimating her pregnant belly. For those of you that don't know what this game is, every person, usually in my experience, it's toilet paper. Everybody is given a roll of toilet paper and you have to unroll how big you think the mom's belly is. And then it is checked against her actual belly. So the poor mom has to stand there while everybody wraps their arms around this person's belly and try to figure out if the toilet paper wraps around too much or too little. And everybody just stands there judging her belly and her body for like what seems like an eternity.
Oh my
it's like,
yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
This one looks awful, but I've never, thankfully, seen this in real life. It's pin the sperm on the uterus. So picture like pin the tail on the donkey, but it's a uterus. And then everybody has little squiggly white sperms. And you have to get it in there. That's so cool. Oh my God. This is okay. Because I didn't read these beforehand because I like to be surprised. This is horrible. This is called Reenact Your Baby's Conception.
No.
It says this game is as bad as it sounds. It involves a partner, a plunger, and a toilet paper roll, and requires inserting the male end into the female without using any hands. I'm pretty sure we all understand how the pregnant guest of honor got into this mess in the first place. That is the sickest thing I've ever heard, but there is a picture of women in a backyard playing this game. So it's like picture someone putting a plunger in between their legs and they're trying to match it up with their partner's hole in between their legs, their clothed legs.
No. And like someone's mom is there and like.
That's horrible.
That's awful.
Okay. This one, number 11, is just like.
That feels like something that would be played at like someone who got pregnant at like accidentally at like 20.
Like a teen mom? Oh
yeah. And then their friends were like, this will be hilarious.
Yeah. This one is just like the eating the baby food, but it's basically smell jars of baby food. So you have to smell it and guess what that one's gross. And then this one is called, this is the last one, wear a dirty diaper around your neck. I have not heard this one. Everybody has a necklace and it's made out of a tiny cloth square that looks like a diaper.
Okay.
And one person has a brown M&M in it, the poop. And whoever ends up picking the necklace with the poop in it is the winner and wins a prize. Hopefully that prize is to leave the shower immediately.
Hopefully that prize is like mind eraser because
oh my God, Jesus, I know. These are so much worse than I thought they would be. So that's it. Like, that's 12 awful baby shower games.
I want to know who's doing those. I'm so curious. So curious. You know what? Listen,
justice.
You don't have to do any of those things. You don't have to do any of it. You could just have a nice lunch with your friends or not. Either way.
Or if there's going to be a baby shower invite, and if you're going to play games, I think you need to list on the shower invite, like what games are going to be played so that someone can decide beforehand if they will be attending or not.
And I really do. I feel like, you know, in the spirit, it's like, if you're going to be at a baby shower, who else is going to be there? Is this going to be like a baby shower with like your mom's church friends and then we're playing these games? Because no, like, is it going to be a bunch of like your funniest girlfriends doing silly things? Then great. That might be fun. But like, I mean, still no plunger and toilet paper roll. Like I just, no, thank you.
No thanks.
No, thank you. I did once throw a baby shower for my friend Mike Cronin, who's a comedian, and his fiance. And this was during COVID. They were having a baby, and we threw a virtual baby shower. And so I was the only woman, and it was all comedian dudes. And I dressed up like Steve Harvey and did a Price is Right. And it was a hit, let me tell you.
See, because that's only meant to embarrass you and not everybody else, and just certainly not the mother. Yeah, so that's good.
No,
that's
definitely
so
not. No, I sent her. We had like a cake and like a little tiara delivered to her, so that we're all on Zoom, and she had like a cake, cupcakes or something.
So funny. I love it.
It's very fun. All right, well, let's get to our top 5 then.
Okay.
All right. This week, our top 5 is a list of fury.
Lists of fury. Yes.
List of fury. I came up with this idea for this list because I had spent most of my weekend watching a show, which will be named during this list.
Yeah.
That I was like, what the fuck am I watching? But I have to finish it now. And then when it was done, I was like, because it's like a mystery, and like I needed to know like what it was. And then when I finished it, I was like, God damn it, I just wasted 6 hours of my life. I was so mad. So this list is top 5 shows that were a complete waste of our time.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start. So my number 5 might come as a surprise because everybody assumes that I just like shitty reality show because I'm a big Bravo fan, and I love Bravo shows, and I love, Real Housewives and everything under the Bravo umbrella, if you will. But I'm not a total garbage person. I don't watch every reality show. And I definitely don't, which might shock people, I don't like TLC reality shows. They're a complete waste of time because what they do, like 90 Day Fiancé or whatever, it's really, if you watch an entire TLC reality show, it is 10 minutes of content teased and re-looped over a period of 60 minutes.
Yeah,
so it's like you're just seeing this little tease and clip of what's to come, and then they'll give you like 2 minutes of content, and then they'll recap and then give you a 10-minute teaser, and then another 2 minutes of content, and then you're like, this all could have been summed up in like a 10 to 15 minute little package, and it's such a time waste. It's exhausting. Sorry, TLC, get your shit together.
You'll never be together.
Bravo. You'll never be Bravo. Okay? So stop trying.
Is that like just a blanket every TLC reality show?
Yeah, that's a blanket. Yeah, but I'm going to say mostly like all the 90 Day Fiancé stuff. I want to like that. That sounds interesting to me. I'd be into that. But it's like, let's see, there's 90 Day Fiancé. There's like, My Sister Wives or whatever, or Sister Wives, all that stuff. Like I've tried, but it just makes me so angry because I feel like they think we're all just idiots.
Yeah. I think TLC is like the trashiest. I think it's the trashiest. I really do because I feel like TLC is where like the Duggars came from. Yeah. Am I wrong about that? Like that's all like, that's a cult.
Like Chris Lee knows best.
You just,
I think,
they were just
shit,
like, I'm with you. The only thing I mean, I don't watch much reality TV show, but the thing on TLC that really made me stop ever watching TLC is one time I was watching, it was like people with my strange something.
Addiction?
It wasn't my not strange addiction, but it was like my strange body something. And it was this guy who basically had like he had like some kind of disorder that made him grow like fungus on his skin and his limbs looked like trees. And
Aw.
it was the craziest thing, and I cannot unsee it in my head, and it still haunts me a little bit. So I don't know what's going to be on there, but I can't risk it. That was like 15 years ago.
It's not worth it.
Okay, so my number 5 is actually a TV show that I loved for so long, and then I'm like so mad because the ending seasons were so bad that it's like irredeemable, and it's How I Met Your Mother. And it makes me so angry.
Okay.
Because it was just, did you watch it?
I watched like episodes here and there if they were on in the background, if I was homesick or something, but I never like cohesively watched the show in order.
I mean, I was like a loyal, like Ben and I both, like I was like a loyal, I watched from the beginning and all the way through. And it just was one of those shows that like they didn't have a plan for it. And it really didn't pay off. Like the premise never paid off. And it was like such like a slap to people who watched all the way through.
Yeah.
You know?
That just wanted to know how he met his mother.
How he met the mother. At least like have a plan if that's going to be the premise of your show. It's like, it was a great sitcom. And for some parts of it, like if it's just going to be that, let it be that. But if you're going to have this premise, you better have a fucking ending plan.
Yeah.
And they just didn't.
Yes.
And it was a real bummer.
I could see how that would be infuriating.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4, again, this may be controversial. I know a lot of people that love this show. And it seems like something I would like because it's pretty and there's like, you know, everybody in it is really attractive and there's fashion and the setting is really pretty, but it's really just a garbage show is Emily in Paris. I don't like it.
Oh, okay. I have not given it a shot.
I've gone through 2 seasons and I'm just like, I'm just not for me. Yeah.
See, I'm so glad you said that because I feel like so many people were like trying to hype it up. Like, oh, no, it's like good garbage. It's actually like one of those things that like
Rain Candy.
Better. Yeah, it's better than you think it's going to be. It's really, it's a fun watch. And I just didn't believe it. And I could never bring myself to watch it. And I'm so glad I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, that's not on my list, but I feel like I should honorable mention. That's how I feel about and Just Like That, the new Sex and the City reboot.
Oh, right.
And Just Like That. It's horrible. But will I watch every single episode? Yes, I will. Because I spent 10 years of my life being invested in Sex and the City. And like, I'm still going to watch it, but I hate it. I hate watch it.
Yeah, you're like pot committed.
I hate it. Yeah.
You're like, this is a sunk. I've already, you have to see what the characters are doing. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 4 is Weeds. Do you remember that show? It was like a Showtime
I used to love it,
show.
and then it jumped the shark so bad.
So bad.
That should have been on my list, but it was so good for a long time.
Do you know it was on for 7 seasons? Like the first 2 seasons were amazing. The first season was so good. And then she like went and joined the cartel or something. I mean, it got
wild.
Yeah. And I just remember being so mad at it because I'm like, you just made this character, even though it's like, you know, she wasn't supposed to be like a good person, but she was supposed to have a little bit of like moral something and like, you know, and she had kids and you kind of wanted her to be somewhat of a good person, but she just turned into like a total shitbag.
Yeah.
And that was one of the shows that
unbelievable. Like the whole part of the show that was so interesting was like, this is kind of a crazy scenario, but it could happen. You know what I mean? To a you know, widowed mother who is like, you know, just trying to sell a little bit of weed to make money. It's like, it was funny and it was kind of like, this could happen, but then it just got to be insane to where it's like, what the hell? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
felt
think
like
I
that
even
was-
finished it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't for
Mhm.
sure. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I can't even watch the rest of this. Yeah.
Yeah. My number 3 was Lost.
Oh,
Because it
yeah.
started out so good and I invested a lot of time in it. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what happened. Like I didn't even watch the last episode, but I heard what happened and I was like,
Yeah.
thank God I didn't hang on for that last season or I'd be so mad right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Same.
Lost.
Like, I mean,
yeah.
I was so that was like one of the first shows that I mean, I it's just like it's not really my kind of TV show, but I really was like super invested and it felt like I think everybody felt like, oh, they have a plan. Like this is like a big mystery and this is going to really pay off. And I just didn't. And it was, yeah, I think that is like up there with like one of the, I mean, it's like notoriously bad ending, like such promise and notorious. They did not stick the landing at all.
No.
My number 3, and I don't know if this will come as a surprise to anyone, but a show that I loved for a long time and then just got so unbelievably unwatchable, and it is Pretty Little Liars.
I never watched it.
I mean, no reason you should. Really no reason you should. We were adults when it came on, and it was like one of those shows that Ben and I watched it together. Like we just watched it as kind of like a joke, but it was like good enough that it was like fun and campy. And then it just like went off the rails. And we used to have a joke where like he stopped watching it, but I was still watching it. And so sometimes I would just like tell him about an episode. And he was like, we would call it like, it would be like our straight faced chicken where like I would talk about an episode, be like, and then she did this. And then he'd be like, uh-huh. And if he could listen to me do the whole thing, then I had to give him a prize. It'd be like if he told me about a whole basketball game and I could listen to the whole thing. And he was like,
so
and this person scored. Yeah.
I love that game.
Yeah. But it was, got so ridiculous.
So
Pretty Little Liars.
I won't watch it. My
Don't
number
do
2, I had high hopes for it. And I was excited for it to come out. It was The Idol on HBO. I mean,
wasn't that like notoriously bad?
Yeah, it was so bad. And like I kept watching it because I was like, there's gonna be more. There will be more.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason that we're hanging on here. And then like I remember like the second to last episode, you're like, okay, we're getting there. And then it was just like a total letdown. You're like, what the fuck just happened? What did I just do? Like, and so it's so funny because my sister, I know you're listening now, Eileen. I remember like after like Jim and I watched it and like we both hated it so much and we were like, God, that is the worst show ever. And then Eileen was like, oh my God, are you guys watching The Idol? It's the best show I've ever seen. I was like, really? Like what? I don't know. It just wasn't for us. We didn't like it. But
I mean, I think it was like
it's not coming back.
Eileen was like in the minority. Like most people were like, this is crazy. This is awful. Yeah.
I think it's rated the worst show on HBO that ever happened. And there's been a lot of HBO shows. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's really bad.
Yeah. I'm not like I will not continue watching a show that doesn't catch my interest. Like I just won't. Even if it does and then I don't really think about it. I just don't. I have no problem not finishing a series or not going back. I'm like, no, I don't. There's so much TV. I don't really have time or interest.
Right. And that's a lesson I just learned, and I'm gonna take the same approach. I feel I'm this way with food and drinks. It's like if I don't like it, I'm not gonna force myself to eat it because it's there. I'm not gonna like waste calories on something that I don't find to be enjoyable. So it's like I won't bat an eye at like if I don't like this glass of wine, I'm gonna pour it down the drain and open me a new bottle. And I know that's not popular, and I know that's not like it's not budget friendly and it's not like, whatever, but it's like, I'm not going to ingest this thing that I'm not into just for the sake of it, And so, that's just how I roll with like food and drinks. But I'm going to start doing that with TV now. It's like, I'm not going to read this book. I'm not going to watch this show. I'm not going to whatever, unless I'm totally enjoying it.
Yeah. And I'm like, I know there are things that like Ben will say sometimes like with TV shows, he'll be like, just give me an episode And then if
Yeah.
you don't like it, then like I'll watch it by myself. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And
That's fair.
But if I do an episode and I'm not like, I'm interested, I'm intrigued, I'm enjoying it. If there's like nothing about it that is like, if it makes me uncomfortable, I'm like, no, I don't,
Yeah.
no, I'm the same way with like food and drink. Like I very much as like a younger person was like, don't leave any beer on the table. It's like, you gotta drink and eat everything. It's like everything that's there, you gotta do it. But now I'm like, I don't know, if I don't like the taste of it, I'm just like,
Why
just leave it.
Why consume the calories if it's not worth it? You know what I mean? No.
I
Sorry.
agree.
No. I won't do it. I won't do it, Sally.
Don't make me, Jen. Okay, was it my turn, my number 2?
Yeah, what's your number 2?
Okay, my number 2 is Orange is the New Black.
Okay, it started out good. And
it
then it
started
got
out
crazy.
great. Yes, I think mine are all kind of like that same where I felt like I actually did invest myself, and I invest myself not just for like a couple shows, but like multiple seasons. And then it got so bad that I kept watching, hoping that it would turn around, and then it never did. And these are all like, these are the reason why I will like very quickly leave a show.
I'm trying to, I don't want to throw this writer under the bus, but if I'm not mistaken, it isn't Genji Cohen. Is she the same woman that wrote, I'm pulling her up right now. Yeah. See, she did Weeds and Orange is the New Black.
Oh,
really
well,
good.
That makes sense.
Starting. And so I think what it is probably is like, she's an amazing writer. She writes like a couple first amazing seasons, and then somebody comes in there and fucks it all up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna it's like because that's usually what happens. Yeah.
I think some of the, I really love the like British like version of television where it's like a season is 6 episodes, like 6 or 8 episodes. They will do 2 seasons and that's it. Like their series in general, unless it's like a soap, they don't run more than like 3 seasons because they're like, that's the arc of the story.
Yeah,
like,
you
we
leave
don't
it.
need. Yeah, leave it. I can't think of, there are very few TV shows that have been good past, like they can stay good over 10 seasons of whatever.
Yeah. It just shouldn't
Unless
be
it's like a formulaic, sitcom or like a cop drama or something like that. Like,
even like my son just recently watched for the first time. Well, I rewatched them, all of The Offices and all of Parks and Rec. And obviously they're brilliant shows, but towards the end of each series, both of them, I was like, come on, like this is like going on way too long, and now it's just starting to be ridiculous. And now we're doing seasons that are hypothetically 5 years from now.
Oh, I
like
hate that.
Parks and Rec, it's like 5 years later, and it's like no, and then 5 years ago when it was supposed to end.
Yeah, just
it was just too much. I know. Okay, so my number 1, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, if you don't want spoilers for this show, do you want? Well, I should ask you, Sally. Okay, I'm going to tell the audience spoilers. It's a new show. I was excited to watch it. It's on Peacock, and it's the book. It's a show based off the book by Lane Moriarty, or however you say her name. Is that how you say it?
I think so. Liam Moriarty. Yeah. Or Lane. I don't. Yeah.
I really enjoy everything else she's written. Like Big Little Lies on HBO was amazing. Like, she writes really great books. So I was excited to watch, and that Nine Perfect Strangers, I really enjoyed that. So I was excited for the new one, which is Apples Never Fall, which just came out on Peacock, and it has an amazing cast. It's like Annette Bening and Alison Brie and that guy from White Lotus that everybody hates, but he's a good actor. And I was excited to watch the show, but I knew from the very first episode, I was like, if this is what this book, like I watched the very first episode, I was like, if this mom Gone Girls herself and it's this person ends up being the whatever, like I'm gonna be really fucking pissed because it was like the writing was on the wall from the first 10 minutes of the show, and then I was like, and then and the writing was horrible and the dialogue was horrible. It was cheesy as fuck. It felt like a weird high school play.
Yeah.
All those actors are all so much better than that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just really hard to watch. None of the characters were likable. And then at the end, it was after 6 episodes, it was exactly what I knew it was going to be. Yeah. And it was such fucking bullshit. And I was so mad at it. So that's why it's on the top of my list, because this wound is fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh wound.
I mean, I'm glad I wasn't going to watch it because I tried to read with my ears that book and could not get. I mean, I've tried to listen to it several times because I've listened and like loved all of her books, right? And they're fun because she's Australian and it's read in an Australian accent. But yeah, that one I was like, I can't get through it. I'm not interested. And it was kind of the same where you're like, I know where this is going from the beginning.
Yes.
And it's
I just felt like a throwaway. I don't know about the book because I didn't read the book, but the show felt like she was like, oh, gotta write the premise, and like just like threw it out there, but it was real bad. But
I'm getting bombarded by ads for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm like,
Big Little Lies. The book is amazing, and the show was amazing on HBO. Yeah. There's never been, I can't think of another character that wasn't bone-chillingly intense and scary as Skarsgård's character on that show, Nicole Kidman, Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah. Oh my God, he's just like the most intense character. But and the whole book is amazing. But yeah, so that's my soapbox about this stupid show. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, don't watch it. It's not worth your time.
Well, my number one was already on your list, and it was Lost.
Okay.
It's my number one. Yeah, I think that was like the first real disappointment, the first like investment in something, and really like, and it was like at a time when it was like a cultural show. Like everybody was watching it, everybody was theorizing, and then we all got duped together. Like,
yeah, I think that was the show that pissed the most people off, right?
Yeah,
like I remember even in the movie This Is 40, which I've watched 1,000 times. I remember there's a scene where the daughter is watching all of Lost, and then when it ends, she's like, "What? Like I wasted my whole life on this show." So yeah. Well, good. You guys don't watch any of that stuff. Or I'm sure people are going to disagree with me on the TLC stuff because there's some diehard TLC fans out there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
And Emily in Paris, we're going to hear it about Emily in Paris. I can tell you that.
Yeah. You can write all your angry comments to Jen at on our Instagram.
I can take it.
She can take it. You guys get in touch. You can find us on Instagram to send your hate comments to Jen. We are at The Ridiculous Pod. We're at The Ridiculous Podcast on TikTok. You could rate and review us. You could tell a friend. We would love that.
We would. Thank you guys so much for listening. And we'll be back with next week with more fun lists.
Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous.